Hey there, friends. It's Keith. It's a Friday, and I'm heading home. This is the drive home. Hope you had a great week. I had a really good week. This is one of the best weeks I've had in a long time, and I'm very grateful. It was really great. So I actually recorded a video this morning, and it was really cool, and then, of course, it didn't post to Facebook, so I'm going to try it a different way. I'm just going to record the video straight, and then that way the video is on my phone, and then I can just upload the video to Facebook or YouTube or whatever. We'll see how that works. So anyway, here's what I tried to talk about this morning. So we just recorded the Heretic Happy Hour podcast last night. This was a episode about, we're finishing up a series on the church, and so the one last night was about worship. And we didn't get a chance to talk about just art in general, like not just, singing and music and that kind of thing, but to get into other things like, painting and writing and poetry and drama and sculpture and, the arts. So I didn't get a chance to talk about this, so I wanted to do a video. So what I find fascinating is I found this article, it's probably been 10 years now. Someone sent me this article, and it was really fascinating, and it was about how prior to the Industrial Revolution, people primarily identified with their ability to create things. So artisanship was highly valued prior to the Industrial Revolution. So, if your father was the blacksmith, or your father was the cobbler, or your father was a carpenter, or, your mom made blankets, or was a great cook, or, your family made cider, or whatever. So your value to the community and your identity was completely connected to your ability to create something that was of value to the community. Sadly, with the Industrial Revolution and manufacturing and all that, we became a culture of consumers, and now people primarily find their value on what they purchase, right? So people spend $50 to buy a t-shirt that has a corporate logo on it because they believe that if they walk around with this logo on their shirt or on their hat, whatever, that it says something about them. It's the same thing with, the car you drive, right? So the shoes you wear, the clothes you wear, the car you drive. We now believe that the things we purchase, the things we own, say something about who we are. And this is how we express ourselves. Whereas prior, people would express themselves by writing a song, or making something out of wood, or painting a picture, or something like that. Whereas today, we sort of express ourselves by, again, look at this new thing I bought. Look at my book collection, my DVD collection, my comic collection. Look how many things, look how many cool things I own. And that's, so I find that very fascinating. And then the sad thing is that because artists nowadays are undervalued, and especially in the church, we kind of have this situation where now this is kind of bled into the church. And, well, certainly this whole idea of consumerism, right? I think it's a clear example of what happened with the Jesus movement. The Jesus movement was a spontaneous revival movement in the 60s where teenagers were discovering and falling in love with Jesus, and then spontaneously some of them were grabbing guitars and singing from their heart about how much they love Jesus, and then a few years later you basically have a whole Christian music, you have record labels and you have distribution companies, and now the market is telling the artist what to play and what to sing and what kind of things matter. So, and again, artists now only have value if they create something that plays into this consumer culture and this consumer mindset. So your art isn't good art unless you can sell 100,000 copies of it. Your song isn't a great song and if you don't get 100,000 downloads on iTunes. So again, we determine someone's worth and value as an artist not on just how it makes us feel, or on how beautiful it is, or how unique it is. I mean, those things are nice, but if that's all that's true about your art, and you didn't sell 100,000 copies, you're a failure. Which prior to the Industrial Revolution would never have been the case. No one would have thought that way. Anyway, I just find this stuff really fascinating, really interesting, and also how those kinds of mindsets have also infected the church, the Christianity, and Christians have become a market to be sold to. And artists have become people that are only valued by their ability to succeed in the market, which is all about making money, right? Succeeding by selling things, because we are a consumer-driven culture. Anyway, food for thought. Hope you have a great weekend, and we will talk soon. All right? Love you guys. God bless. Bye.